Hello, everyone. So, this is the Church of Alexander Nevsky in Nizhny Novgorod. It was built like in the 1880s. It was. I don't see the exact information here, but I remember it was built in the 1880s. Has a big bell. To the consecration of the church, the Emperor Alexander III came to the consecration of the church with his family, and the future Nicholas II, the last emperor of Russia, all came to the consecration of this church. Oh yeah, it's a really nice church. There's a service going on here right now, it seems. One time I was like, I'm going to a concert this evening, and the concert hall is nearby. And I was waiting. I came early. And I heard beautiful church music, so I decided to go to church. It was actually just a recording. And there was no service going on. They were just having, a recording of a service playing. But this actually seems like a real service is going on. I'm not going to go inside because you can't take pictures or videos during services. In general, well, different churches have different rules. But definitely during services, you can't take video or pictures. And some, not at all, they don't let you, unless you get special permission. So, yeah, it's a nice church. For some reason, it reminds me of a castle. You can hear the church music in the back. So this is right near the concert hall where I'm going this evening. So I got here early because I hate being late. I'd rather be really early than late. So this is a statue of Alexander Nevsky, who is a saint. He was Prince of Novgorod, I think. Yeah, Novgorod. Not Nizhny Novgorod, Veliki Novgorod. And he defeated the Teutonic Knights. That's what he's famous for. And they made him a saint. So, it's a very nice statue. I like it. Like in Orthodox churches, you can't have statues inside the church, but you can have statues outside the church, and even on the facade of the church, but not inside the church. So, yeah. It's a nice church. I used to take my son here Like he'd stay with me at the weekends. And I'd just ask him, do you want to go to church? Like on Sunday morning. And he'd always say yes when he was little. And so yeah, we used to come to this church. And he always liked lighting the candles. And he liked the music. He thought it was really beautiful. He used to actually like classical music and like church music. And I would even take him to communion like every Sunday. This was like before you have to go to confession, right? When you're a kid, you can just go to communion without confession. But then he lost interest. Just around the same year when you have to go to confession, like when you're 7, he started losing interest in going to church, and we never went to church since then. Because, like I said, I'm not very religious, so I would ask him, do you want to go? And he was like, yeah. So we'd go. And then when he didn't want to go anymore, or we didn't push him, because my parents pushed religion on me so much that I didn't want to do the same for my son. And now he considers himself an atheist. Yeah, it's nice. But yeah, this is the church we used to come to. It's like, let's say, about 4 stops away from my house on the subway. Okay, I guess we'll walk all around and we'll see the stadium. The weather has been okay. +9 Celsius, of course. So it's warmer. One of my students said it was going to get up to +20, which would be great. But this week, but the week's almost over, and it hasn't been near that. Well, much better than it was in the beginning of the week and last week. So I'm walking around the church to the stadium, and then I stop on the way to the concert hall. Yeah, and like the architecture on the Pacific reminds me of a castle. So today is April 30th, by the way, and it's still only 9 degrees, but I'm happy it's at least 9 degrees. Tomorrow is May 1st, which is a holiday in Russia, kind of a big holiday. It's International Workers' Day. I was talking to one of my students about it, and he's like, well, at least the way his family celebrates it, it's more like a celebration of spring. And like you go out into the forest and make a barbecue and have shish kebab and so. But I don't celebrate. Even May 1st is a very ancient holiday. I mean, it's been celebrated for thousands of years. And yeah, like the maypole in England and stuff like that, and you dance around the maypole. And in Germany, they have tradition too, I think. And like you have festivals all focusing around the maypole. But I don't celebrate May 1st, even though I like celebrating ancient holidays and stuff like that. Because communists ruined it. They turned it into International Workers' Day, it's like, I don't know, they ruined it for me. So I'm not going to do anything special, I'm just going to go for my usual walks. Maybe go up the hills. I've been dying to go up to the hills. But the weather has been bad. So we walked around the church. Yeah. Beautiful, interesting skies. Clouds in the sky. So here we have the stadium where the World Cup was. This was one of the cities where the World Cup was in 2018 when it came to Russia. So this is a new stadium they built in like the evenings. They light it up like in red lights. It just like glows in red and it looks pretty cool. Sometimes blue lights or different colors. So I wanted to take when the World Cup was here. It was full of tourists. You heard all kinds of different languages, a lot of English. It was packed. The whole city was packed with tourists. I wanted to take my son to a game. Here, a World Cup soccer game. That would be like really interesting and like once in a lifetime thing that the World Cup comes to your city. But cool playground and ship for kids to play on. But his mother refused to let me take him. She's like, no, it's too dangerous. He was like 8 or 9 years old at the time. And she's like, no, there's football hooligans. It's too dangerous. No, I won't allow him to go and everything. And people are drunk and fighting and everything. Actually, alcohol was forbidden. You couldn't even sell it anywhere in this area, right? The entire time the World Cup was here. It was actually difficult to get alcohol, especially in this area. But they did let people drink on Bolshoi Pokrovsky, the most popular street here, which you're not allowed in Russia to drink alcohol on the street. Well, for the World Cup, they did let people drink on Bolshoi Pokrovsky, but not anywhere near the stadium. Anyway, she's all paranoid, and in general, she's always paranoid about germs and just. But in this case, it was about football hooligans. So I didn't see any of the matches. I've actually never went to a sporting event. Like I watch the Olympics on TV or the World Cup sometimes, but I've never actually went to like a stadium. But I wanted to go with my son. That would have been a cool experience for him. The only sporting event I went to was when my dad and I went to Australia when I was like 9. And our Australian friends took me to see a cricket match. We just stayed outside the fence, but we could see it. We could see everything. We hung out there for a while. So yeah, that's the stadium. In the winter, my students told me that they fill up the football field with like ice, and it's a gigantic like skating rink and like an ice hockey place rink. I haven't been there for that. Usually I used to go to like a park here where my son lives to go ice skating with him. Okay, so that is that was the stadium. There's the church again. And now we're heading towards the concert hall. There's the concert hall, and they play opera here also. It's very strange, I would say, style. That's the concert hall that I'm going to this evening. Yeah, it's like very modern, like all glass. I am not into modern architecture, but I guess it's kind of interesting. It's actually not that modern. It was designed in like the 1880s, so it was designed around the same time the church was built. And it was, we'll read all the information, detailed information, but it was designed for like the 1890 exhibition of Russian art, like all Russian art exhibitions. Like as an example of modern architecture, and they had like, I guess, modern art exhibit there or something. But now it's so I don't know. I don't remember when I used to go to church with my kid. I don't remember this here. I think they built it. Well, they built it for the 2018 World Cup, but it's built. I think so. I'm not sure. But it's built according to the original design that was, and the original building that stood here in the 1880s. So yeah, this weird modern looking thing is actually from the 1880s. Well, it was designed there, and I think they built it for, I guess it was taken down or destroyed or something. They rebuilt it for the World Cup. Okay, it's getting cold. So here is where the concert's going to be. Okay, on the other building, next to it, well, the other side of the building, but it looks exactly the same. Yeah, it's getting rather chilly. So the concert I'm going to, where's all the information about this building? I'm going to a Beethoven concert. I'm gonna listen to Beethoven's 5th Symphony and his 8th Symphony. And I think I got a really good seat, like right in front. Last time I was here, I was really surprised that I had a seat like right behind the viola section. I mean, literally, I could reach out and touch them if I wanted to. Because like the orchestra is on the same level as the seats. It's not like on a stage. At least last time I was here. before going. I was really surprised with what a good seat I had. It only cost like 1,500 rubles. I think I have the same basic seat today. Yeah, so this is the concert hall, and they also have operas. I don't know why, but like Mozart operas, they do here. And the rest of the operas, like Russian operas and Italian operas, they do in the other opera house that I made another video about. That looks more like a classical opera house. But actually, I couldn't find any information about the other building, the other opera house I go to, but it looks like more classical, especially inside and all. But actually, it was, I don't know about the building, but the opera house in the center was only established years ago. So maybe this is actually older than the more classical like opera house. Well, design is older. So yeah, it's interesting. Okay. It's not my cup of tea, but yeah, it's interesting. Okay, here's information. This area is called the Strelka, which means arrow. Okay, the warehouse. Oh, these are warehouses. The warehouses were in use for over a century on the Strelka, the spit of Nizhny Novgorod. Originally, the structures were made to be pavilions at the All-Russian Industrial and Art Exhibition held in Moscow in 1882 and in Nizhny Novgorod in 1896. Lightweight and elegant in design, the structures are composed of columns, arches, and trusses that are assembled from steel, angles, and strips fastened with rivets and are covered. They have it in English. I'm not translating that. Capable of supporting heavy loads. The large span structure is much in demand in the 19th century. A century of exhibitions were created as open plan, see-through spaces for exhibits. Okay, what does it say exactly when this one was built? Has it been standing here since that time? Since 1880? Doesn't say anything about it being destroyed. In 2021, exhibition and concert pavilions designed by the Speech Bureau were installed inside the warehouse. According to that, it's been standing here since 1880. It doesn't say that was ever taken down. I never remember when I used to go to the church. So yeah, it's interesting. Like church. And then concert, opera hall, and in the back, stadium. So it's like the three, I wouldn't say pillars of culture, but kind of like church, concert halls, music, exhibition halls, so art for art also, and sport. So yeah, all like in the same area. I think that's cool. Okay, I'm always worried about the time because no, I got here like 1845. Half an hour. Yeah, I have my time. So this is, I'm thinking this is the Volga or the Oka. So it's on the river here. Okay, yeah, this is the Volga. So this is the famous Volga River. Damn, it's getting cold. It's around 6 o'clock. So yeah, this is the famous Volga River. And there's the Oka River that goes into the Volga at the Kremlin here. And there you see in the background is the Kremlin, where I made several videos of the Kremlin. Outside the Kremlin and inside the Kremlin. We'll get a closer view of it. So yeah. So you have to cross the river to get to the center. So like the city is divided into parts. So like the center and what's called the merchant area. Or it used to be called the merchant area. So I live in the merchant area on the other side of the river. On the other side, the Oka River. And right now we're on the merchant half of the city. And then in the center, you have the Kremlin. So this is the Kremlin. On the banks of the Volga. I'm worried about the time. Now, I started this like 5:45, and it's now been almost half an hour. So yeah. Oh, 6:15. Yeah. I gotta bring a watch with me, so when I'm doing this, I don't have to worry about the time. So yeah, this is a nice area. Like I said, church, sports, and culture, concert halls, and just they need an art museum there, and then it'll be everything combined. And across the river, the Kremlin. Hey, what happened? There it is. So yeah, see there's a church there below. And this is the wall of the Kremlin. So that's the center of the city. Ah, I've never been here before. Well, there's like a place to chill here. Like some big sign. And like steps. Ah, I haven't been on those stairs. So yeah. Where's the Kremlin? There's the Kremlin. I like the part when it goes down the hill like that. That just looks so cool. So yeah, really cool. See how close we can get to the Kremlin. Like I said, I made several videos. So right out of the Kremlin and inside the walls. That's as close as we can get from here. And I'm gonna do more from the center of the city. Damn, it's getting really cold. I gotta put on my gloves. So, the Volga River. Okay. So, this is my entertainment. There's the stadium, the concert hall, and the church. This is going to be my entertainment for the night, for the evening. I'm really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, this is like probably the last concert because, like, well, opera season is basically ending. There's nothing good playing in May. I go to all like the classic operas, but like I don't like modern, even modern classical music. Or they have something, I don't know, they have Mary Poppins. What is that, like a musical or something? I never go to musicals. So basically the only other thing that's playing is La Boheme by Puccini in June, which I have a ticket for already. So it's kind of like an interesting, what this is, I don't know. So yeah, this is opera season is coming to an end, unfortunately. But hopefully, nice weather. We're going to have nice weather soon. My hands are freezing. It's April 30th.